Hi friends, so today I want to bring you a fall winter slash quarter update slash update for the year, and I want to start with the materials that we are no longer using. Before that, this is going to be a long video, so if you want to grab a cup of coffee, tea, your favorite drink to be able to stay alongside with me here, I will just start with the materials that we are no longer using, and one of those materials is IEW. Not because it was not working for us, it was actually working. It's just that I work outside and I was not having the time to correct his work on time, and that is very important for me, because remember that once they get used to make a mistake, it becomes a habit and it's difficult to just take away that habit. So it was not working for me in that sense. It's a good program. It's really structured. I like that. I like that it takes the kids a step by step, and that is really good when it comes to writing, because you always need help when it comes to creating a paragraph. Give them ideas on titles, ideas for stories. So that is not the problem. It was working very well for us, besides the fact that I was not able to correct his work on time, and that is something that I really don't like to happen. I like to correct his work as soon as I can, and that was just making things a little bit complicated. Now I am going to show you guys that this is reading pathways, and we were going to use this for review of the phonetical sounds. I noticed that after we finished with all about reading, I felt like he was still needing a little bit more of help when it comes to fluency, and this program was working very well. It's just that since we decided to go with another program with language art, it didn't make sense for us to continue doing this program, because the other program is reviewing those phonetical sounds as well. It's a good program. It doesn't take more than 5 minutes, so that is not the problem, but it was just going to be an add-on to something that he was already going to be reviewing with the next program that we decide to go with. So that is one of the reasons. So I just explained this to you guys because I want you guys to have an idea on why I decide to go with the programs that I have now, that we are using currently. So that is very important for me, so you guys know where was my mentality at that point when I decided to go with this program that I am going to be showing you guys now. So the program that I am going to show you, and let's just start with Bible, so we have an order in here, is Answers in Genesis. Answers in Genesis is a program that I decided to use for Bible after I purchased another program from the same company, but I thought that the other program was gonna go a little bit over his head, and I decided to purchase Answers in Genesis. This is level 1. So we've been a while with this level. I didn't want to rush him through this level. I really want him to understand what we are reading. And even though this program is meant to be for younger kids, it is this type of program that is just so in-depth that even a more mature kid will be able to do it, and it probably won't feel like it is childish. I will say that the workbook, it looks a little bit childish because it has a little bit of drawings and things like that, but the material, what they are trying to for the kid to understand is really what I consider pretty advanced when it comes to the Bible. And I think that this usually depends on how you use it. If you give the historical background and the scriptural background, will make this program very in-depth for even a more mature kid. So we've been working with this program very well. He's on lesson 24. We are halfway of lesson 24, and it's been working so well for us, and we've been enjoying so much the program. We've been working with answers in Genesis alongside other materials like devotionals and books for us to read during that time of our morning time. And I would like to share with you guys a little bit more about that in another video, because this is going to be again a long video. So working very well for us is a program that we're going to continue working with. I have level 2. I think that is not a surprise for you guys, because I shared with you guys that in the previous video. So we are going to continue with answers in Genesis, and it's working very well for us. For language arts, which is what I was talking to you guys previously, and I did kind of like a jumping here, but it's just so you guys have a better idea on how I was working with the subjects, and as well for you guys have an order on how I am doing things here in our homeschool. Is that we selected for language arts the good and the beautiful, and I decided to go with level 3 because as I expressed before, I felt like my son needed a little bit more of help when it comes to fluency. And I know that the level 3 reviews a little bit more on the phonetical sounds, and it was just going to be a really good review when it comes to the reading. So I decided to go with level 3. It's been working very well for us. We are reading Timothy of the 10th floor, and we are on chapter 10. So that's where we are at. And he's been working as well very well with the spelling book. With the spelling, we are still currently using traditional spelling level 2. We are on the supplemental workbook and on the practice sheet book. So that is what we're using so far. So we're using the good and the beautiful, and we still are using the traditional spelling, because I think that even though the spelling from the good and the beautiful is good, I still feel like the traditional spelling, since it is reviewing as well on those phonetical sounds, is a really good program. It's a solid program when it comes to spelling, and I see myself continuing using the traditional spelling alongside with the good and the beautiful spelling. Okay, so that is something that is not going to change. So we are just taking it a little bit more slow when it comes to the traditional spelling. We are using the traditional spelling once a week, and then for the remaining days we are using the spelling that comes with the good and the beautiful. And I am going to see how is that going to continue working, see how is that going to be helping him, and if I see that he needs still a little bit more help when it comes to spelling, then I will probably add more of the traditional spelling to our days. Okay, the next one is BJU reading. So we continue with BJU reading, but we are doing a looping schedule when it comes to BJU reading and what we're doing with fixed grammar. So we continue working with BJU reading. It's a little bit more slow, so we are doing BJU once every other week, and that's how I decide to work with BJU, because we're already doing the good and the beautiful, which is a complete language arts. But I like the way that BJU does reading and comprehension, and is going to just provide more reading for my kid, and I think it was going to be working very well this way, and so far it's been working very well just doing it once every other week, because we're looping with the fixed grammar. So we have in here the traditional spelling that I was talking to you guys, and I am doing just the supplemental workbook sheet and the practice sheets, and that's what we are doing. I just want to make sure that you understood everything on this level prior we move towards the next level, which will be level 3 of the traditional spelling. Then we have fixed grammar Mowgli, and fixed grammar is working so well, so well. It's a good program. I don't regret at all spending the time that we have spent just working with the fixed grammar since the beginning and the previous edition of fixed grammar. So solid program when it comes to IW. You know, fixed grammar is really good. I actually was corrected by the author because I marked one of the work that my son did that was advanced wrong, and in fact he was right, and I just wrote on the Facebook, and I got immediately a response from the author, and she just told me congratulate him because he did something that was very advanced, and I was very happy. And it's a program that is working very well for my son. He's really good when it comes to grammar, and I am super happy about Fix It Grammar. It's a program that I don't regret, and we are going to continue with Fix It Grammar eventually, so that is nothing new. I expressed that already to you guys because, like I said, he's been working so well. I can see his progress. I can see how well he's doing with the program, and he is been enjoying it so much, and it's something that just takes no more than 15 minutes. So it is good to continue working with Fix It Grammar. Now I am doing a looping with the BJU just because we have The Good and the Beautiful, and we're doing other programs as well to combine for language arts. Okay, now moving on to math. With math, we've been working very well with math. He's been having some little bit of hiccups when it comes to the Matthew C. Gamma all the way at the end. And it's more because of the order in how he grabbed his pencil and he organized the numbers on the problems. So I think that maybe if I just add a graphic notebook for him to be able to keep the numbers in order. He has a graphic notebook already. It's just the squares are so big and he doesn't like that so much. So I am planning on maybe purchasing a graphic notebook that has those squares a little bit smaller, so he is able to just work better with the notebook. And besides that, it's working very well. I noticed as well that he was having a little bit of problems when it comes to the word problems, and it's because sometimes he wants to rush through the problems. He wants to finish fast and he make mistakes. So what I am doing is that I have him highlighting the important things, what is asking him in that word problem, so he has his focus and his attention to that, so he doesn't get confused, and it's more easy for him to be able to finish the problem faster. Since he likes to rush a little bit, sometimes he gets a little bit anxious and he just wants to rush through the problem. Okay, but Matthew C is a program that is been working very well, and we are about to finish. He's going to be on lesson 29 and we have lesson 30, and that's it. That'll be done for Matthew C Gamma. So I am expecting that for the next week he will be able to finish already with Matthew C Gamma. And we add as well Apologias Math, and I decide to go with a level 4. It's working excellent. I like the activities and he enjoys how colorful it is. He likes as well that it doesn't take too long. It's pretty fast what he needs to do. I like that it has the extra worksheets and you can go to their website and find more materials if he doesn't understand something, or if we want to make it more fun or adding a little bit more to what we are doing. It's working excellent, so I don't have a problem with Apologias Math. I think it's working very well for us. I would like to continue. Actually, I don't know for how long because we are just using 2 programs, but as of right now, Apologias Math is working excellent for us and we enjoy the activities. And I would like to talk now a little bit of financial literacy. So financial literacy, we decide to go with Yvonne Moore. And Yvonne Moore is a simple program. It's black and white, but it's been so helpful as well. We enjoy the activities and the games, even though they're more towards a public school. But it's not something that you cannot adapt in your homeschool if you have one kid just like I, or if you have multiple kids. It's been working very well. We are about to finish the book as well, so we're pretty ahead when it comes to financial literacy, in a sense that we are just using it once a week, and those are that we do it on Mondays. So I don't have nothing else to say besides that we have enjoyed this program. It's easy for us to do. It doesn't take more than 15 minutes, and it has vocabulary, and it just gives more practice when it comes to money and time and activities, how to budget. It's just really good for us when it comes to math. So we are doing this after we do math. We do a looping schedule when it comes to Matthew C and Apologias Math. We do one one day we do Matthew C, and then the next day we do Apologia. So we're switching around kinda, and it's working very well just that way. The next subject that I would like to go, and I am trying to go as fast as I can because I like to explain to you guys and tell you how we've been working with them, but at the same time I know it's a long video and you probably have something else to do. So we're going to move towards science, and science is one of these subjects that is taking us a little bit of time. Is flying creatures of the fifth day, and it's because we are doing it very slowly, just making sure that we cover the activities, and which is something that is very important for us. We do enjoy the program. I like all the information that it has and the pictures and the activities. It's been enjoying the activities and pictures as well, and the information. I sometimes, what I do is that I go through the information and then I review it again, because it could be quite an in-depth program, and sometimes he tends to forget what we say the previous time, but it's been working very well. I just review and just divide things in chunks for him, the information, so it's easy for him to comprehend, because we're doing a lot of reading. So if you notice, we are doing a lot of reading when it comes to language arts, because I want to provide that practice for the fluency. So that is very important for me. For science, again, the same thing, and it's working very well. He enjoys the activities, and we're going to continue with Apologias until we finish, obviously. The next one that we've been working with is history. In history, we're using Learning American History through Literature, more reading, and it's working very well. It's been taking us quite a long time because we are doing the unit number 3, which is westward expansion. I am doing the movies, the activities, the readers, you name it. I am doing everything. We've been reading from, and I don't see the book in here, but it's Little House on the Prairie, and you guys know that is quite a long book. It has a few chapters in there, so it's taking us a little bit more of time of what I have thought. But now that I have divided some of the chapters by the weeks that we're working with, so I will share more about that later, but so far it's working very well. Hopefully we're going to move faster with this Learning American History through Literature. He does enjoy the program. He likes the activities and the movies, so that is not a problem, but I would like to move a little bit faster when it comes to that. Now moving to Spanish. Spanish, we continue with La Cartilla Fonética, and we continue with, my son was here, and we continue with Sound School Spanish. He does not like so much the Sound School Spanish, but we continue using it, and I am using the CDs not as often because he doesn't enjoy the music from the Sound School Spanish, but I know that will be helpful as a review for what he has been learning. So I think that is the reason why we continue doing it. I don't see myself using Sound School Spanish besides the years that it takes us to complete the book, and see how I can provide for him to learn more Spanish without the use of this curriculum. I am not sure what I am going to be using next, so that is something that I am just thinking about it, because I tend to be a little bit picky when it comes to that, obviously, because that's my native language. I speak Spanish, and I've been just quite picky when it comes to Spanish and how I want him to learn Spanish here in our homeschool. He can read, he understands quite a lot now, and he can say most of the words in here, but it just takes us time sometimes because he's not enjoying quite so much this program. Now, I expressed to you guys that I was going to use BJU for when we have doctor's appointments, and so far this book is working very well for that. This is Vacation Stations, is the book that you will use during the summer for the kids, that has a variety of activities from grammar, math, geography, and it's working very well for those days that we have an appointment because it's easy to do, even though lately we haven't used it because since we changed change from language arts, from the writing to the good and the beautiful, as well from the reading pathways. I've been trying to just get ahead with those materials, so every time we have an appointment we still use the other materials, but eventually we're going to come back to these every time we have an appointment where it takes us a long time or half of our day from homeschool. Then he will be using the appointment book, which is the one from the vacation stations from BJU. Now moving to art and those subjects that are of his interest, I have in here architecture. We haven't started with architecture yet, we're about to, but this is the book that we're going to be using. I purchased this a while ago and we start using it and drawing, but then we stop, and he is interested on continuing using this, so I have it in here. We have used as well Living Art Lessons. This is from Master Book, so we are just reviewing and we're doing the lines and shapes, so we are just little by little going with this program from Master Books, because we're switching, we're doing a looping when it comes to Master Books architecture, what we are doing for our sewing that he's interested in. He already expressed that he would like to learn when it comes to learn more languages like Japanese, and he would like to do cooking, so it's a variety of things that he would like to do. So I am just trying to take it easy, but we're working with it. So we're working as well with chibis. He's been doing this, we've been learning from the chibis book, and we stop and we're going to continue using it again. It just goes through the same kind of like techniques that the Living Arts lesson. Obviously is two different programs, because this is towards manga and this is more like a classic approach, so to speak, of art, even though you have projects in here that are so beautiful and more modern, but it's just two different types of art, and I think that they're going to be working very well. It just give him variety to his days, and is just going to be good for us and for him, seeing he likes to draw, for him to expand on what he knows and what he wants to learn already. So hopefully this update help you guys on seeing how much we've been working here in our homeschool. He's been working a lot. I am very proud of him for all the work that he has done. He is working very well with the materials that we have selected so far. I have pretty much half, if not all, of the materials that we're going to be using for our next year. I might be missing something here and there, but it's not going to be a lot. I think we're finding a groove to our days, so you probably are not going to see that much changes after maybe this upcoming year, and I still think that you will see no changes, because again, we've been working very well with our materials. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you then. Bye bye.